Good morning, everybody. How are you all this morning? So, as you can see, I'm on at 10:30 instead of 9:30 this morning. I have just come off my cruise, and it seems like I have some sort of a head cold or something. But anyway, we'll get over that, and you'll just have to put up with the husky voice for today. So all I'm going to do today is some very quick cards, and I forgot to get the name of the lady. I saw a lady make them. It was all subtitled because she obviously spoke a different language. And I thought they looked quite nice. So I thought, well, I'll just give it a go and see how I get on today. So the card, I've sort of partially made one, and um, I have cut out two more that I'm going to pop together whilst we're online. So we'll just see how we go with this today. So something a little bit different, quite simple, very easy to make for a very quick card if you need one in a hurry. So I'm just going to, I'll pop it down to the desk. Nothing seems to be working. I think it's all got tired after a week of not being used. Here we go. So we're down on the desk. I'll just bring it a bit closer so that you can't see all my... Oh my goodness, they've changed everything again. It's horrible when you come into it and everything's been changed on the system. So the card that we're making today is like this. Okay, so I'm making it out of the gorgeous, beautiful gallery, the 6x6 cards. And we've seen many times that there's lots of different patterns in here and lots of different ways to use them. Now, excuse me, no, I can't really do much about that at the moment. Let me put the chat back up. There we go. So we can use these in so many different ways. And today I've sort of gone more with the flowers. However, you could also do this using, it is a bit positional, so you'd have to choose whereabouts on the paper you wanted to use. This one would be a bit difficult because you'd be cutting into like the main area. But something with the predominance more on the left-hand side would work. I mean, this would work. You could do something with this one. This one, it doesn't really matter. We're going to be using this one. Again, what you would need to do would be to cut so that you've got the piece that you wanted and then still be able to cut out of it. So we're also using this piece today, and I think this one would lend nicely to us doing what we're doing today. So let me just pop all that away before I lose it and then wonder what I've done with it. I try and get it back in the packet. Never happens, but hey, look at that, I did it. All right, so what we've started off with is a normal card base. So I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do the blue one with you, and then if we get a chance, we'll do the green one. So what I've done is I've also set up like for the green with this one, and this one is using the new Secret Sea, which is my favorite color at the moment, absolute favorite color. So I think I'll do the Secret Sea with you at the moment. And then if we've got time, we'll put the other one together. I could finish this one off, but we'll just leave this one. But you can see what I've done here. So I've cut the piece of DSP so that I've still got that down at the bottom there. I've still got the writing. I've still got that edge. And then I've added this edge here. Alrighty, so let's go ahead with this one, and let me put that up there so that I know where it is. All right, so to start off with, what we have is our normal sized card base, which is 5 3/4 by 8 inches. So we'll fold that in half. Can you hear that noise? That's my fan. It's now decided that it's going to make a noise. Okay, so we'll fold that in half, and that gives us our start. So this piece is then going to sit on top of there. Let me turn that up that way. On top of there like that. We're going to see a good proportion of this. But I want to set it up before I actually stick that down, and you'll see why when I come to put the strips on. Okay, so now I need to look at this and decide where I want my cutting to go. So I'm going to cut this piece the same size as this piece, which is 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. And I just have to, just looked up and my cat's looking at me as if to say, what are you saying? So 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. So what I do is I tend to go to the 3 3/4 and I see what I'm going to get. Okay. Or if I wanted that more, I could turn it this way and do the 3 3/4, which gives me more of the floral. So I think I will cut that, even though I'm going to turn it up the other way. So I take that off like that. And then we're going to do 5 1/2. So I think I would possibly go this way and take that off of there. All right, so we have the piece that is going to sit inside. It's exactly the same size as this piece here. All right, so now what we're going to do is morning Debbie. Hi Sue, how are you? Lovely to see you. Hey Mum, I can see you there. So don't panic, Mum. I think I've got a bit of a head cold, but I'm still fine. I'm okay. Just a bit growly in the voice. Apparently it's a thing when you come off cruises, although last time I came off a cruise I didn't have it. Now I had a pencil here and I have no idea what I've done with it, and I don't want to drop that because that's pins. Where did I put that pencil? Let's get another one. Have I even got another one? Yep, there we go. All right, so what I need to do is I need to find the middle of this, and because I'm lazy and I'm not going to work it out, I just fold that in half and just put a little pinch there, and that shows me where my halfway mark is. Now I'm going to cut that away anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So across the bottom here, just so that you can see, I'm going to make a mark at, goodness me, 3/4 of an inch at the bottom, and I'm just going to make a pencil mark there, and I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch. Now you can choose your own, if you want it to be wider or narrower, you can of course do that. So I'm doing that 3/4 of an inch there so that I can see those marks. I can get rid of those afterwards. How is everyone this morning? And then in the center, so I made that little mark there in the center so that I could see where my center line was, which is there. And I'm going to measure in 1 1/4. There it is there, 1 1/4. And I'm just going to pop a little mark there. Now we're going to be able to get rid of those. So now, so that you can see what I'm going to do next, I'm just going to draw a line. Can you see? Let me move that up a bit and get these out of the way. All right, I'm going to draw a line from that center dot down to there. And I'm also going to do the same from the center dot up to there. And then I'm going to take an enormous pair of scissors because it's easier with the bigger scissors, but you can use whatever scissors you've got. And I'm going to cut straight along that line there, and then straight down that line there. And I'm going to take that piece out. Actually, I need to do that one a bit closer. I missed the line. There we go. So we get left with this piece, but we have this piece here. So what's going to happen is this is going to sit onto here. It's going to be stuck on here. But before we stick it down, what we need to do is to put the borders on. Now, if by any chance you have, there's a set out, I don't remember if it's coming out or if it's already out, but it is a border set, which would be really great for this. It would save you having to do it by hand. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this here, and I'm going to stick it right the way up to there. So I'm just going to, I'll stick it on and then I'll cut it. It's easier that way. So I'm just going to put some glue from that center, that where we worked there, and I'm just going to put it up here. And this glue pot is being a right nuisance this morning. That's why I had the pins out, because I was having to put a pin in to release the glue, and it's still not doing it. Bobber. Let's see if that'll do it. I don't like using that because it opens it up too much. No, there must be a blob in there that I can move with the pin. What did I do with that box of pins? I put it out, just put it out the way, didn't I? So that I didn't. 2 seconds. All right, let's unblock this. I'm just popping a pin down through there, and now you watch, it'll run quite easily, hopefully. Okay, there you go, look. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this piece onto here, lining it up with that center. I'm just going to pop it on there and take it up to there. Now we've got, and then I'm just going to trim that off. Don't think I need the ginormous scissors now, but I'm just going to trim that off at that edge. Like that. And now I'm going to do the same down this side, and I think I actually missed the middle there. Let's hope this will. I'm going to put this piece on here and then take it down to this edge here. Now it's easier to do this before you stick this down, otherwise it's hard to trim the edges. All right, so there we go. We've got that piece. So now this piece here is 5.5 by 3 3/4, and as you can see, I've embossed this one with the, hi Daryl, didn't see you pop in there. Actually, Daryl, I think you've got that edging set, haven't you? Something edges. I thought I'd heard you say that you were having great fun with that one day, and I think that might be good for this. So this has been embossed, as you can see, and now I'm just going to stick this straight on to that. It's the same size, but all we're going to have is the difference here. So I'll just get the glue. And now that it's running freely, I don't want to put, here we go, spoke too soon. Whatever that is just keeps jamming up. get the pin again. When I've finished, I'll take the lid off and get it out for good. But anyway, yeah, so I'm just gonna was it Fancy Edges, Daryl? Is that what it was called? Has anybody else got that set? Yeah, no. That I can see. Let me scroll down. No. So I think Suzanne will be on a bit later today. She has an appointment. Really, I am going to have to open a new glue if this continues. Maybe it's not happy with me because I've been away for a week. Elegant borders. Okay. So do you think that what I'm doing here, those borders, you'd be able to use that instead of cutting something by hand, Daryl? I'm actually going to get it in my next order, but oh, and just in case you've missed it, everybody, we have free shipping from tomorrow for 3 days. So free postage. So if you're wanting anything, now would be a great time to get it. I'm thinking that now might be a really good time to get the paper that I want, the cardstock, because that always comes in heavier. And oh dear, oh dear. There it is there. Ah, there we go. Got it out. Now I've got a mess. Just hang on 2 seconds while I try and stop everything sticking to me and the desk. Oh, goodness me. You do have another border dies, but just can't remember the name of them at the moment. Okay. I just think that, like, if you've got a border die, it would probably work quite well instead. I mean, look, it's not hard. I just I put these through the and I embossed them, and then I just cut them at 1/4 of an inch. It wasn't hard, but then I would think that if you've got something. Oh, great, Sue. That's just in time. Wait till tomorrow. Wait till tomorrow. So it starts tomorrow. I'm going to do the same because there's I got the mixed pack of the new papers, but I want some of the other colors because as we know, or I'm hoping that you already know, the prices of the cardstock's going up. So if there's any particular ones that you like, now is a really good time to stock up if you want to. So yeah, I think that's what I want to do. I just want to get the ones that that I like the best. Now let me see. Is Best Wishes going to fit? No, it's not. Neither is that. I'm just trying to think. I want to put a greeting, and I need it. It needs to be a fair-sized one. Ahoy would get lost in there, but the others are not fitting. And let me see what else we've got. I might just get that whole suite out and see what is. So Beautiful Motifs has, which comes with this pack, I think. That's a nice one. Thank you for everything. There's a nice one there, Thinking of You. I sort of like that thank you for everything, so I might use that. Let me see where that is. It's this one here. Yep, thank you for everything. So I'm going to use I can use Knight of Navy, or I can actually use Secret Sea. So probably Secret Sea to keep it in sync with everything else would be good. And I did keep out a piece of, oh, I don't want, will I do that in cream or will I do it in white? Let me get a piece of, I think white will work better. So my cat Raja has decided that he is going to chew a piece of cardstock that I have on the side here. Okay, so this just says thank you for everything. So I have used it before. Not sure about this. Oh, that worked well. All right, so I'm just going to put that through the embossing machine. Putting all my plates back in because I've just done the embossing before I came on. Let me put that. So, Mum, you can't see me because I'm using the cut and emboss machine. Alrighty, so we have a thank you for everything there. Now I want to pop that up, but before I do, what I want to do now, some of these are going out, some have gone out. These are just out of my bits box, okay? So where I've cut more than I probably needed or something like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the black, the white, a little bit of gold in there. I'll cut that in a minute how I want it. But what I want to do is add some texture behind this this greeting. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a piece of, you can use Terran tape if you want, or whatever you want to use. Is this going to work? All right, so I'm going to put it just at the top there so that I can add some of these elements to it, because I'm actually going to put this up on dimensionals. So I'm going to cut some of these. My goodness, let me have a look. If I cut that one there, and I can pop it. So I'm just sort of sticking them on the back here at the moment, just to give me an idea of what I want. I just want to make it like I can put something like that. And I can always pull it off and change it if I decide I don't like it. And maybe another piece of black. So this one could go up there. I'll pop that. Sorry, make sure I'm on there like that. I'd really like some gold in there, so let me cut this. This is from oh, I'd have to cut it there as well, like that, and then pop. And this is just so that we've got something sitting in behind here. And we might just put a bit of texture, some green in there. Okay, so it gives us a little bit of something, looks like a little flower garden there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get my dimensionals, and while I was away, my delivery turned up, and so I actually have dimensionals again. Thanks, Daryl. Thanks, Debbie. Yeah, the lady that I saw do it, like I said, she must have been from a non-English speaking country, but at least when she does her videos, she has like a voiceover in English, which is really good. And I meant to write her name down, and I would never have been able to have pronounced it because it was very different. But yeah, I liked it too. I just thought they're great for easy cards, just for, you know, something quick, like it'd even be okay for a sympathy card. Or I've got a piece of backing stuck here. Can you see that? Look, and it doesn't want to come off. There we go. All right, so now I'm just going to stick this, sort of thinking somewhere around there, maybe even halfway off, halfway on. What do you think? I'm thinking a bit that way. So popping that there so that you can see it on both sides of the card there. And then we want some dimensionals. And what are we going to use for dimensionals today? So this is the new dimensionals that come out with the new colors. So I've used the Secret C. Let's see. Oh dear. Oh yes. Oh, look at that. That's the Secret C colors. Ooh, I like that. So what I'm thinking is just popping 3. Aren't they gorgeous? Look. Can you see that? All of these are beautiful. They're sort of iridescent. They're really pretty. So I thought I might just pop one there. I want a little one. I always like to put one on the greeting. I wonder if I should put the other one, just put another small one down on that part of the greeting there. Now that's pretty much the front of the card done. Okay, so if you want to, you can pop a bit of glue under here just to hold that down, but it's not, you know, necessary. Now I'm just going to pop a center in there. So I will cut, I think I'll cut white and no, I'll just do a white. I think I'll just grab a, have I got a piece? Of course you have somewhere, right? I've got a whole thing here full of white pieces, but you can bet your bottom dollar I won't have a piece that's big enough to do this. No. All right. Let's see what we can do with this. Raja, I'm sorry, but that's my area, not yours. I'm sorry I disturbed you. Okay, so I'm just going to cut an insert here at 5.5 by 3 3/4. So let me do 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. And I want to pop that onto the inside. It's stuck there, get off. Like that. Now the white shows up really nicely on the inside of this one. So what did I put? Thank you for everything. I might just leave it at that. Just got to decide what I want to stamp on the inside, or do I just want to add the strip that we took off the bottom? I could, if I was to cut that line like that, I could actually put that across there, which would be something different. Nope. So I'll just put some glue across the bottom here. And please excuse that silly glue. It's not working properly. I might just move that so that the point is more central, like that. Take it down and then trim that off. And I can just leave that there for the, just to do the insert. Okay. Put some glue on and add the insert. And I think I might just leave putting in a sentiment at this point so that I can, when I decide where I'm going to send it or if I'm going to send it, I can. Are we not doing straight today, Lorraine? All right, there we go. So there's the insert to the card. So that's the card for today. Now we can go ahead and we can do another one. I've got ink, not ink, glue somewhere, and I'm not sure where. We can go ahead and we can have a look at doing the green one. So like I said to you before, I did do this one, but I haven't finished it, or we can just finish this one off. That might be an idea. Let's do that. We'll just finish that one off. So this one was a bit different because I actually put this on after I'd stuck that down. Not the best idea. Alrighty, so that's not the best idea. That's how I knew to say to you, do it all before you do it. A little bit of stamp and mist there while I clean off my stamp, because I think I will use the same stamp again. It just makes it that little bit easier. And what I am going to do is I'm going to take off. I used the pressed flower gems, motifs, whatever, but it doesn't really go with what I've put on. So I'm going to take them off and I'm going to put some of these new ones on when I finished it off. So the big one can go back down there. And there's two of these little ones. I don't mind these, but I'm a glitter glimmer person, so because there's no glimmer to it, it's sort of like a bit different for me. All right, so we'll do that. But you can see here too, like you can see the join as well. So it is so much easier to add this before you stick it on. All right, this time I am going to stamp on here. I'm not going to use blue. I think I might use gold olive maybe. Gold olive would work on there. Thanks, Daryl. So I'm just going to put the same thing again. Thank you for everything. And I'll just pop it on the machine. Oh, that's my chair. Wet this through. So because I've used with this card, the background is what do you call it? Linen. Can't think of the name. It's gone out of my head. The creamy coloured one. How's that? So I'm using the same for the front here for the sentiment. I didn't print that very straight, so I'm just hoping that I've got it straight there. Vanilla is what the word I was thinking of. The vanilla. All right. So we have the thank you for everything, which I think it looks quite nice in that color actually. The DSP on this card, they're all in the 6x6 pack of the Beautiful Gallery suite, Daryl. And this, like I said, there's so many that you could use. I've used this one. I also have another one ready to go with this. And of course, you've just seen me use this one. But there's some like, yes, if you're going to do the cutout, but you're going to have to sort of work out where your where you want it, because you don't want to cut like into the house, otherwise it would look silly. But yeah, but there's so many in here, and I'm sure you've seen the suites. See, even like with the boats, like I would cut that part away and leave this part, and then I would still have the boats sitting there. So and this one wouldn't really matter too much. And then of course you've got stuff that wouldn't matter which way you did that one. And I think too they lend themselves, these colors lend them. You wouldn't use that one because the main thing is on the right hand side, and basically, well, you could do it and just cut into that, but yeah. And that's the one we've used. There's this one, another one that's that one would be a bit difficult because it is like a painting in itself. Yeah. So lots of different ones. And of course you can use the backs as well. Look, this is the reverse. So you can use the reverse as well. There's lots of different types of reverse. Look at that one. That's nice. The reverse colors, even the map. So yeah, they're quite a good pack, and for me, I think I can use them for so many different things, which is great. The more I can use it for, the better off I feel. Okay, so once again, we're going to put something in behind here. So I'll put that strip of adhesive on, and you know what? You could go through and you could pick exactly what you wanted and pop that on the back, or you can do what I've done here and literally just gone through my bit box and pulled out some bits and pieces just to, stick them on and work like that. And it is a good way to get rid of your bits and bobs if you've got plenty. I know that I'm always cutting stuff out and then thinking, oh no, I don't want that. So in it goes into the bits and bobs Now, what other colour shall we have? We've got a, what have we got there? So we're all greens. I don't think that'll work. So we're popping up, we'll pop the other green in somewhere through the middle. And even if you chop these, you can still use what's left, which is what I love about it too. So I'm going to pop that one in the middle. And then maybe that white, let's cut it a little bit shorter. Oh no, we've got cream, haven't we? Maybe not the white. Let's take some black out of here. I think I need to cut it there. Oops. And just pop that through the back, and maybe a little bit of gold as well. Let's put some gold through. Oh, that didn't stick, that black. Okay, I'll try that again. Let's try putting it in like that. That's better. And then this time we can pop some gold just through there, just to give it that bit of colour. And you've got the greens there, and we're going to pop that up. I might, that one might have a bit much in it. Let's take that out. Take that off. I think that might work with just that. And maybe just a small piece of gold. So we might just put like something like this just in there. We've got that going up that way. I think that will work. I think when it had all that in it, it was too much. So I'm just going to pop that up on to dimensionals again. Now you could put color in there. You could put some little pink flowers, or because this is a very pale pink. So you could put some pink flowers in there if you wanted to, or something like that. Now I'm putting the dimensionals over the top of where I've put those, because that will help to stick them down too, to stop them coming off. And I think I just pop that. Where do we think? We don't want it up there. I think lower on this one, maybe here, will look good. Now we're going to put some of these dots on. So with this one, I'm thinking, what am I thinking? I think those are quite pretty, although so this would be the Timid Tiger, these ones. I think they're quite nice, but they might be a bit too bright. I might go with these, or will I just find something that's more gold? What do you think? Do you think we should have something that's a bit more gold? Or, so we've got the citrus blooms. They've got these lovely sort of yellowy ones there. Well, shall we go with a very light, actually, these ones have that very, very light pink, which I think might. You think yellow, Mum? So you like the yellow ones? This one here, yeah? You think I should pop that on there? Well, let's pop that on there. We'll pop the yellow on, and see how that looks. That's not even straight, Lorraine. Or is it? Is it just the way? No, it's not straight. Let me just shift that. There we go. So we'll try the yellow, Mum, and see how it looks. So we'll pop one there, and we'll pop one there. And then I'm just going to put a big one, maybe just here. How's that? Do you like that? Do you like it with the yellow? All right, well, we'll leave that for... Oh, actually, what I did want to do, let me take that one from there, because you can see the join there. So if I pop it over there, it'll help to cover that join. All right, so what do we think? Now, let's pop those all to one side for a minute. And we're going to do an insert. So I'm thinking I will use... Raja, you're sitting on all my stuff. So what, Mum? He goes, so what? Cut that one. Let me cut this down. I'm going to cut this one at 5.5 by 3 3/4. So 3 3/4 by 5.5. And then I'm just going to do a smaller white one. No, cream. I'm going to do cream. This one. And this one I'm going to do at 3.5 by 5.25. So 3.5 by 5.25. I'm going to stick this one onto here so that we get a bit of an edge. I think I must have got that lump out of the other border dies I have are called basic borders, but they don't cut out the strip you would need there. Oh, okay. All right. Like I said, I want to order the ones that, the new ones, the elegant ones, I think you said. So I might order those and then just see if I can do something like this with them. So then I'm just going to pop this onto the inside, but I do want to put something in there. So what I'm thinking is I might, just to bring that outside in a bit. Oh, can't pick it up. I might just put a couple of those just to, let me see, I'll just stick them on. It's a little tad of glue. This isn't doing tads today, it's doing everything or nothing. So I'm going to pop that one there. And then I'm going to put this one up so that it covers that middle bit that looks really odd. And this is a way that you literally, you don't have to waste. I mean, how often do we cut something and then we think, oh, I don't like that. And you just don't want to waste it. There we go. So I'll pop that on there as well. That gives us a little insert for the inside. And so I have all sorts. I've got this box that I have here has lots of different bits in it. Sometimes I'll cut circles and then I don't use them, or, you know, silly stuff. But I think we all do it. So let me just go down there. Did I speak to, oh no. Just a bit of glue there. So Mum's going to come and stay with me again soon. So hopefully I might, if we can get the wheelchair in here as well as my chair, you might get us both. So Mum used to make cards with me when we had the shop. She used to come in and sit and make the cards. Unfortunately, she can't do it now because her hands don't allow it, but she's still good at She's my best critic, if you like. If I do something wrong, she soon tells me. Alrighty, so there we have the second card. And that's the inside of the card. So today we've made the 2. So we've made this one here with the insert. And then we've made this one here with the little insert. And in all honesty, like other than cutting these bits, which you could cut whatever you wanted to go in there, or you don't even have to have it. You can leave those totally blank if you wanted to. But very easy, very straightforward, no mucking around. It's just paper and card, really. And the only stamping you're going to do is this, and possibly on the inside. What you can do also, if you choose to, is you don't do that second layer smaller. You just do everything the same size as the card front, and then it just sits on the card like that. But I like a little border. So there we go. There's our 2 cards for today. And I will just come back up to the top. I can find my mouse in amongst all this mess. Where are we? Here we go. Awesome. Okay, so that's our 2 cards for today. Tomorrow is a work day, so I won't be... Mum, did you mean to type something there, or because it's just come up as your name? Were you going to tell me, yes, you're my worst critic, worst critic? Yeah, so that's our cards for today. Tomorrow is a work day, so there won't be a live, unfortunately, but I will be back again on Thursday morning, and we'll do an... Oh, she's just put 2 hearts up. That's lovely. Mum does miss doing her... You like it? Wow, that's awesome. Mum does miss doing her craft work, and we used to have a lot of fun together, working together and doing our cards. And I was one of the lucky ones. My mother taught me to knit, sew. She taught me to crochet. She taught me to do all the things that kids today don't learn to do. I mean, Mum was disabled she's disabled now as well, but she was disabled even when I was young. So she even had me cooking at the age of 3. So clearly she didn't have me taking down pans of hot oil or anything like that. But yeah, she used to stand me on a chair, and I used to help her with everything because she couldn't actually walk some of the time. So I was very, very lucky to have a mum that has taught me so many different things, so I'll try and get her on here when she stays with me. There's our 2 cards for today. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing this time with me. If you haven't already, if you could subscribe, that would be wonderful. Ring the little bell. If you're on Facebook, if you could like the page, that would be great too. The more likes and subscribes and comments that we get on our videos, the more Facebook and YouTube actually play them for us, or put them up, to be put them forward more. So that would be wonderful. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm going to go have a cuppa and see if I can stop my voice from being a bit catchy. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all on Thursday, but it'll be 9:30 Thursday. 9:30 Thursday, I'll be back to my normal time. Suzanne will be on later, but I'm not sure what time she's coming on. All righty, thank you so much, and bye.